2-year-old son. This show is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers, and The Score, home for the hardcore.
Meu nome é Ciborgue, eu sou atleta da Academia de Chutebox, nasci no estado do Mato Grosso, sou de Rondonópolis.
My name is Gегард Mусаси, I'm from Holland. My record is 18-1. I train with Team Saimbas.
O mestre Rafael Cordeiro é o principal treinador da nossa escola e o treinador dos principais campeões que teve no Vale Tudo Mundial aí.
After my last fight, I spoke with Fedor. He told me some mistakes in the fight, so I worked on it. I worked a lot more on my submission games and ground and pound.
O que sei dele e que eu vi pela internet, eu vi umas 2 ou 3 lutas dele, inclusive nesse mesmo evento que nós vamos lutar. E é um bom atleta, bonzinho de Muay Thai, bonzinho de chão.
He's very aggressive, but not very technical. So I think I should be careful the first couple of minutes, and after that, I'm gonna take my shots and maybe go for ground and pound.
Eu espero que ele esteja bem preparado, porque eu treinei bastante para essa luta. Vou nocautear ele. É só ir aguardar.
I'm really looking forward to fighting Cyborg, and hope it's gonna be an exciting fight for the fans.
All right, Randy, the Natural Couture, joining us here at Capeside. Let's go back up to Keith Crawford for the introductions of our next fight.
And now, in the blue corner, Evangelista Santos.
All the way from Curitiba, Brazil, and this time I can say he's a member of the Chutabox Academy with Rudimar Fedrigo and Rafael Cordeiro in his corner. Evangelista Cyborg Santos. I know him well from my days with Pride Fighting Championships, where he went 1-1, a victory over Yusuke Nishijima before, and a loss to Kazuhiro Nakamura. He's also coming off a loss at Cage Rage in England. But again, the man known as Cyborg, Randy, you never want to count out a guy with such an ominous nickname.
He's a scary-looking guy coming down there. I was like, man, I don't want to run into this guy in the dark anywhere.
And Paul, you saw him, of course, take on Melvin Manhoef in England at Cage Rage, one of the more memorable fights in MMA.
I'll tell you, it was one of the luckiest days of my life to be sitting ringside for that fight. One of the greatest battles in MMA history in my mind. Neither man taking a step back, neither man ceasing to throw until one of them hit the dirt. And this guy became one of my favorite fighters on that night. I'll tell you one thing, though. It was kind of weird watching him around the hotel, actually smiling and laughing, because I'm used to just watching him walk into the cage when he looks like an absolute psychopath.
Heavily tattooed Cyborg. 2 things you don't want to hear at a tattoo parlor. There are only 2 O's in Bob, right? And gosh, I hate it when I get the hiccups.
And his opponent in the red corner, Gehard Musashi.
Gehard Mусаси, another Pride veteran, and this is what hardcore championship fighting is all about, bringing the biggest international names to the True North strong and free. He is now residing in Leiden, Holland, coming off a win over Damir Miranic, who we saw get beaten by, well, another guy from Extreme Couture tonight, and Mike Powell, a great win for Quicksand. But Gehard Mусаси about to take on Santos at a catch weight of 194 pounds. Randy, this kid is only 22, has already fought for Pride. He's been in deep. I mean, what does it say about his maturity level to be able to do something like that at such a young age?
Well, it's very amazing at a young age to be competing at such a high level, but I think that's this 3rd generation of fighters that we're seeing now. They don't care about belts, don't care about a particular background. All they want to do is be complete mixed martial artists, and they're starting at an early age. I've got a 6- and an 8-year-old in my gym that would make your head spin. It's ridiculous. And this is that, again, these guys are competing at a very, very high level at a very young age. It's that next generation of fighters.
And like I've done before, I want to commend Hardcore Championship Fighting for giving Musashi a showcase, because he's been stopping almost every single opponent who faced him, and he finally gets to do it in front of a large North American audience and get the notoriety that he deserves.
This fight will be fought in the HCF light heavyweight division. It'll be contested over 3 5-minute rounds. The man in charge of the action is Mr. Vern Gorman. First, in the blue corner, from Curitiba, Paraná, Brazil, training out of Chutabox, trained by Rafael Cordeiro and Rudimar Fedrigo. Training a Muay Thai style, he's 5'11", weighing at 193 pounds. He has 15 wins, 10 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, Evangelista Cyborg Santos. And his opponent, training out of Leiden, Holland, training out of Sahimbas, trained by Gosgal Sahimbas in a boxing system. He's 6 feet tall, weighed in at 195 pounds. He has 18 wins, 2 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, Gehard Musashi.
Vern Gorman set to officiate this light heavyweight matchup.
You're aware of the rules. Listen to my commands at all times and protect yourself at all times. Do you have any questions for me? Touch them up, come out on the bell.
As we go to the 4-1-1, Evangelista Cyborg Santos is 35-11, 189 pounds, 15-10. Gehard Musashi is 22, 6 feet tall with a 194 pounds at the weigh-in, 18-2. And again, Paul, you were there. Musashi forgot about the weigh-ins being the day that they were. He thought it was going to be the next day. Almost didn't make weight.
Absolutely. We had to scour the hotel to find this guy, and then he came in 4 pounds over, and he needed an extra 2 hours to cut the weight. Came in just under the time limit given him by the Calgary Commission.
And Randy, I guess being a heavyweight, that's one of the nicer things about being a heavyweight.
Absolutely. Ooh, cup check right there. Santos gets a cup check. He's going to get some time to recover. Santos taking a little page out of Vanderlei Silva's book with his demeanor, the stare down, and the very stoic entrance into the ring.
And coming from Shooter Box, where Vanderlei used to be, and I understand Vanderlei Silva, is he still doing a lot of work at Extreme Couture?
He's been working there, and you know, I thought he looked good, even though he lost to Chuck Liddell. It was a great fight.
And it looks like Cyborg has recuperated quickly.
Musashi using that left inside kick, and sometimes that'll slide up your thigh, get you in the cup. He may be trying to set up that left high kick, just like he threw there.
Nice team there delivered by Musashi. Again, only 22 years of age.
Both these guys like to use Muay Thai techniques in their mixed martial arts fights, but I've noticed the Dutch seem to have really found the formula for effective Muay Thai. And with Musashi training in Holland now, he might have the edge tonight.
Musashi a little rangier, staying out in range of Santos and picking away, pot-shotting at him. Nice little hip toss, body whip by Musashi to take Santos down.
Right into the cross-side position where he's busy now, peppering Santos' head. And that's the one thing about Musashi, is that he will try to take advantage of any situation he is put in. Very active competitor. And you know, you take a look at their resumes too, you guys. I mean, Musashi, we talked about, has been in Japan, fought Olympic gold medalist in judo, Makoto Takimoto, Akihiro Gono, Hector Lombard, a Cuban judoka. And for Santos, he's been in there with the likes of Jose Landy Johns, Mauricio Shogun Hua. And the fight we talked about, Melvin Manhoef and Yuki Kano. So 2 world-class fighters on display here tonight. And Randy, I've yet to ask you this question. I know what El Guapo Boss Ruin says. He prefers the side mount to the full mount. Now, I know why, because of the weapons, the knees and stuff. How about you? What are you a big proponent of?
My favorite position is actually from the half guard. The side mount, I feel a little precarious. I have less things to hang on to. That half guard position gives me that bottom leg to sit on and trap, which frees my hands up a little bit to land elbows and land punching. The mount is precarious because it's almost like riding a barrel. It's easy for the guy underneath to roll and sometimes escape or reverse you. So unless you've got a really, really solid mount, it can be a bad position.
Sage words from the Mixed Martial Arts Hall of Famer, Randy the Natural Couture, joining Paul the Mauler Lazenby and yours truly, Mauro Ranallo, here at Cage Side. And, well, Musashi definitely controlling this opening round.
Yeah, Randy, you were referring to ground escapes, and I think that's been Cyborg's Achilles heel in many of his fights. If you can put Cyborg on his back, then you can generally walk away with at least a points victory, and it looks like he hasn't really done a lot to improve his game from that particular position.
I think you're absolutely right. He seems to be stuck here with Musashi in the cross-side position. He doesn't seem to be able to pull guard or half guard or do anything effectively to change the position he's in, and consequently he's getting chipped away at it and giving away the round.
In fact, Santos looks a lot like he did in his Pride debut back in 2006 when he lost to Kazuhiro Nakamura via key lock submission. And so far, Musashi now here to crucifix.
A face-up crucifix here. This is not a good position for Santos. He's got no arms free to protect his face. He's not going to be very pretty by the end of this round.
And Musashi may not let him reach the end of this round, as this is very similar to what we saw with Matt Hughes and BJ Penn in the octagon.
Absolutely. This is not a good position
If I know Cyborg is not going to tap, but the referee can't let this go on much longer. He's totally defenseless.
Yeah, he's not intelligently defending himself, you bet. Wow, what a performance by Gehard. Musasi, the 22-year-old, picks up his 19th win. Cyborg Santos upset with the stoppage, but really, how can you blame the referee? He was, he's eating punch after punch.
You can't intelligently defend yourself with your arms trapped. He's laying there taking punches. He's not doing anything significant to change the position. The referee did the right thing.
And of course, it's up to the referee to ensure the safety of the fighter. And now Cyborg Santos,
he's probably going to do more damage to himself than Musasi did to him by doing that. Yeah, you know, sometimes a referee just has to protect the fighters from themselves. This guy's got warrior spirit like you wouldn't believe, but how much longer are you going to let something like that go on?
Yeah, and comical exchange here, really. And, you know, Evangelista Cyborg, I can understand him being disappointed, but, you know, don't want to take away from the win by Musasi because obviously
dominated the fight. He did a great job, landed the effective striking on his feet, controlled the position on the ground, and put Santos in a face-up crucifix where he didn't have any choice.
You know, the referee's job obviously never really a thankful one, but I think in this instance, Vern Gorman did the right thing in stopping the fight.
I absolutely agree, and if Santos had been dropping elbows, there would have been sutures going in Santos's face tonight.
No doubt about that, and obviously a disappointed Santos, but let's make it official with Keith Crawford.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Vern Gorman stepped in and stopped the fight at 3:42 of the first round because of unanswered blows. Your winner in the red corner, Gehard Musasi. Gehard Musasi, another win here in Calgary. 195 pounds. First of all, a lot of people don't know this. You had to lose 6 pounds in 4 hours yesterday, or excuse me, 6 pounds in 45 minutes yesterday due to a situation at our weigh-ins. First of all, how did you feel in the fight? Obviously, you felt pretty good.
I feel great. I was weighing 96 kilo, then I got ill. Then I went to 91, and I thought the fight was tomorrow and the weigh-in today. So a little bit misunderstanding, but I feel great.
Now, interesting reaction from the crowd, but in fact, I believe it was a fairly good referee stoppage because of the unanswered blows. You got him in the crucifix. You just kept on hammering him in the head. Was that the way you planned it out?
The fight went as I planned, and I think the referee did a good job because he wasn't protecting himself, but I just can only punch till the referee stops, and I have it not in my hands.
Walk us through it up on the instant replay, if you don't mind. Just walk us through the end of the fight.
I wanted to fight stand up with him, but he wanted to the ground, so I took him down, and I like to punch and control.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Mr. Gehard Musasi.
Well, Randy, he says he likes to punch, he likes to control. He did a lot of that